Faction Wars hard mode is here and the grind for Lydia continues. So today I'm going to be showing you my very own dwarf team, as well as one champion who I think is super MVP, who I did not I was not expecting to build this champion. I didn't expect to build this champion. It's Fylja or Fylja or whatever it is. On her A1, she attacks one enemy 2 times, destroys the target's max HP by 10% of the damage inflicted, cannot destroy a single enemy's max HP by more than 50%. Crushing Eternity, her A2 attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of fully depleting the target's turn meter, which is super cool. That books to 100% chance, but we don't have any books in her yet. We're waiting for CVC to do that, although I definitely will book her. On her A3, Righteous Evocation attacks all enemies, fills the champion's turn meter by 15%, and heals them by 15% of the damage inflicted if this attack is critical. Now, we have to, before we go over any of the rest of her build, we have to understand why the heck I chose to build this champion anyways. This is my collection of dwarves: Geomancer, Morag, Fylja, Mountain King, and Rearguard Sergeant, all of which are going to make up our Faction Wars team today. So Mountain King is great. He does single target damage, and I needed an AoE damage dealer, so that's where Fylja comes in with this AoE. On her passive too, if she has 2 or fewer buffs at the start of the turn, places a 50% increase attack buff and a 30% increase crit damage buff on this champion for 1 turn. Super cool champion. Hey, you, stop right there. Click the link in the description below to get a free Corrado, as well as Fane, Ugo, and Vergus as you level up your account in Raid. Here's exactly how to do it. Log out of Fylja and Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description below and register with a brand new email. Log in and complete the tutorial. You'll find Corrado in your inbox, as well as Fane, Ugo, and Vergus as you level up. If you're looking for a great start in Raid, this is your chance. Make sure you get your free Corrado as well as 3 free epics by clicking my link right away. We have her in my Thor's gear, as well as her accessories all geared out. Now, her stats are not the best. 4.4k attack, 226 speed, crit capped with 212 crit damage. But for those stats, I mean, this champion hits like an absolute truck. So we're going to go ahead and give her a run, because I'm almost done with the crypt, guys. I am almost done with this crypt. Let's see what this champion can do, because holy cow, was I surprised and impressed. So we've got our Geomancer going in there. Whoa, 77k. Bam. Just completely one shot. Completely one shot that champ. Oh my gosh. Mountain King going in there. Mountain King is awesome. Like, this is legitimately the best team I could come up with for Faction Wars, and I'm not disappointed in it at all. It has more epics than any other Faction Wars team, except maybe Lizards, that I have. Well, to be fair, I don't really have a team for Lizards. I just have a hodgepodge, really. A hodgepodge, really. I'm going to have to build up my Broadmaw and everything during CVC. We will see what we have. But Geomancer there is super MVP. Of course, Fylja hitting for like 40k on her A1. With those stats, that's really solid. And you, of course, you don't really need the best gear in the world to do Faction Wars. But hey, you know, I like to see what my champs can do. I like to finish the keeps a little bit faster. Now, one thing we will note is Rearguard Sergeant is putting in absolute work here. I think she's super cool. We do not have a reviver, and that is a problem because of the bombs, partially at least because of the bombs, but we have to be really careful. Rearguard Sergeant makes a great ally protection champ and a great healer, so she's gonna be our star of the show as far as that is concerned. She's also got a drop defense on her A1. That and Geomancer's A3 are our only source of damage debuffs, which is something. But I will say, I do have my 75% damage mitigation from both Rearguard Sergeant and Morag, you know, together. One has an ally protection, one has a strengthen. I like Morag a lot. She brings the ally attack, which is really good since Mountain King is so slow. He's at under 100 speed right now, which is incredibly slow, especially for a champion that typically I use. However, I think Morag helps with that a lot because of her ally attack. I actually considered building out another Morag in place of Fylja to get more ally attacks with the Mountain King. I'm actually glad I didn't do that. I'm glad I did Fylja because, like, look, 3 stars, she's doing the majority of the damage there. I mean, we will probably be able to clear another 2 of these stages without any issues. And then, of course, I can run another 4 keys that I get from Tag Team Arena. But honestly, this champion completely enabled me to clear like all of this. Like, this champion is the only reason we are nuking down before we get nuked. More stars on the way to Lydia, guys. Lydia is so close. Oh, so close. I'm so excited. I am so excited for this champion. And like, really, it's awesome. It's awesome because I've neglected my faction wars for so long, and it feels good to finally be getting it done, if you know what I mean. Oh, man, it is so cool. I also like building a lot of these teams, you know what I mean? I really like building a lot of these teams. There's a counterattack. Counterattacks from Zargala suck, man. Counterattacks from Zargala suck. But now we just have to wait out the unkillable on Skull Crusher. Guys, do you guys have any interesting ideas or tips for dwarves? I don't tend to pull a lot of dwarves. In fact, like, I only have one dwarf legendary, and that is Mountain King, so we're using him here. I'd never planned on building out a rearguard sergeant, but I am now because I need her for faction wars. Probably will need her for faction wars hard as well, since ally protection seems like it's almost going to be a necessity because everything seems to hit so darn hard, right? So we're gonna keep, I think I wasn't planning on this, but I think we're gonna keep almost every champion that we build out for normal faction wars for hard mode, right? That's why I didn't leave Fylja at 50. I took her to 60 because I think we're gonna need a nuker for hard mode, and I think she'll be that nuker unless I pull a nuke or something. There are loads of actually good dwarf nukers. Arnorn the Shining is one. He deserves, some recognition, I think. But you know, there are some good dwarf nukers. Other than that, though, I think Fylja is really solid. I think she's super solid. Increased defense on the waves here. That is annoying, not gonna lie. Buff strip is good from Geo. It's what we like to see. Come on, rear guard. We need some healing. We need some healing. Now I do have Mountain King in Immortal gear. That does seem to be kind of the way to go. It gives him extra health. He is an HP based nuker, as well as giving him a little bit of a heal, which is super good. Again, we don't have a reviver, so we're really looking for any possible way we can to stay alive. And you know, we've got 2 protectors on the team, which is super awesome. And then we've got some healing. Of course, we want to run Life Drinker as much as possible. And then of course we've got Geo and everyone. And look, we're gonna get through this absolutely no problem, right? We're gonna get through this absolutely no problem. Man, Fylja changed the game. I mean, to be fair, all of these dwarves are good. I'm not even running all of them at max level, and they're still absolutely awesome. So that just goes to show that keeping your epic champions can be a huge, massive boost. Guys, don't do what I did. I was feeding epic champions for the longest time. There's another 3 stars. We have just advanced 6 stars toward Lydia today. We're going to be able to do even more. That is absolutely awesome. 887 stars out of 945. We've got like 58 stars left. We've got 58 stars left. We've got to finish out the dwarves. We've got to finish out the Shadowkin. We've got to finish out the Skinwalkers. And we have to do something about our Lizardmen problem. And then we will be able not only to claim our Lydia, but also to be able to do hard mode faction wars. I am so excited. Guys, let me know your thoughts. If there are any strategies here I'm missing, or if you have any thoughts about how I can clear the Lizardmen Crypt, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Guys, this is super hype. I've been Fylja, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends, and I'll see you in another video.